Well, if you were live, then we're back. If you're in archive, then there's a good possibility that you just clicked on the next video. So we just talked about the BAFTAs yesterday. Now we're going to talk about the Film Independent Spirit Awards today. Now, this is an interesting show because this show takes place in a tent, and this is the one award show from this season that we don't fully cover. It's hard to, given the fact the channel that it's on, and given the fact the timing of the actual show. The only thing we really can do is actually predict the awards, and then on our pre-show during the red carpet on the Oscar Sunday, then we'll be talking about it with the Razzies and just getting you guys hyped for the Oscars themselves. So welcome to another edition of an award show podcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. My name is Owen. Joining me as always, we have Ashley.
Indeed.
And AJ.
Yeah.
Spirit Awards time. See how well the show does here. It's a very niche audience, to say the least. We usually get these nominations before most of the rest of them, and we wait to the very last minute to actually go through them.
Yeah, I think
Despite the fact that half of the people that are normally in the spirits are in the Oscars.
Fair.
This year kind of switched that up a little bit.
In a few categories, yeah. But then a few of them did match up more than I'd thought.
Well, I guess the first thing we can mention is Suspiria getting the Altman Award, which is interesting. I don't know that anybody has anything else to say on that.
Well, no, I in all honesty, it makes sense because there isn't. I mean, you could say Tilda Swinton in the two roles that she has is more of a standout, but they all really get their chance to shine. Chloe Grace Moretz and Mia Goth as the other dancers that get involved in the weird shit. And then the other mainly foreign actresses, including the one that fucking slits her neck. Spoilers maybe, but whatever. And also the guy that was willing to just get his dick out. Just randomly.
Yes, folks. If you are just tuning in, it's Ashley talking about Suspiria.
Hey, if it was the original Suspiria, I'd know how to talk about it. The remake, I don't.
Right.
Well, we got Jessica Harper back, so at least there was that.
Welcome back, Cassie, Brian, and Cool Guy.
I love the fact that it debuted at Venice, and yet the last place it's opened is Italy.
Okay.
It opened in America in October, and like here in November-ish, Italy got it New Year's Day.
So let's welcome to our Spirit Awards podcast. So let's talk about the Independent Spirit Awards, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I was telling you guys, usually, at least the past couple of times, we just kind of skipped over Truer Than Fiction and some of the watch, but there's actually shit in here we recognize, so we might as well do them.
Okay.
You want to start with Truer Than Fiction?
Sure.
We have On Her Shoulders, Minding the Gap, and Hale County this evening. The obvious thing would be to go with the two Oscar nominees. I said Minding the Gap.
Yeah. Ashley?
Yeah, I'm going Minding the Gap as well.
I'm going to go with Minding the Gap as well.
All right, and then someone to watch.
Yep.
We have Socrates, Lemonade, and We the Animals. Both Socrates and We the Animals have multiple nominations here. But I settled on We the Animals. It seems to be the more sort of in the foreground one.
Ashley?
Just because of the football connection, I'm going to go randomly for Socrates.
I'm also going to go with Socrates here.
I think the fact that it's showing up like in the actor category outright in the things means that they probably give something to acknowledge there.
Yet at the same time, even though I kind of went with the same thinking, Spirit Awards, if I remember correctly, Spirit Award history, believe it or not, is not something I've always got in my brain. But I seem to recall that that's the kind of thing that doesn't always pay off prediction wise. Sometimes they can just go like totally random if they want to, and there seems to be no method to the madness. But yeah, it's so.
Okay.
Really, when the farther down you get on the list, the more likely anything feels. But yeah, I still feel good about those anyway.
Okay.
Are we going to bring up the Bonnie Award as well, considering that's actually pretty big this year as well?
I saw that, but I didn't. What was that?
We got Tamara Jenkins, I guess technically for Private Life, Deborah Granick for Leave No Trace, and Karen Kasama for Destroyer. Which I want to say Karen Kasama, but I think it would probably go to Deborah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So it's like it's kind of difficult, and it almost seems sort of like the Tony Shalhoub situation at SAG, where it's like, well, those two are blatantly obvious. We may have also just made that mistake in Truer Than Fiction as well, but I would say Deborah Granick also.
I would concur. Deborah Granick wins.
See, Karen Kasama sort of stands out because that, I think, is the only award Destroyer's even been nominated for.
Oh, wait a minute.
Anything.
No. Oh. Brian says they've already have the winners for Tour Award, the Piaget Award, the Bonnie Award, and the Keel Awards.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's good to know.
Why haven't they updated the website then? I'm looking at the bloody Independent Spirits thing, and it's just them listed as nominees.
According to this, Wikipedia says that Minding the Gap won Truer Than Fiction. Sri Hari Sath won the Piaget Producers Award. Deborah Granick won the Bonnie Award. Alex Murado won for Socrates for Someone to Watch. And that's what we have listed.
So I guess we don't include them.
All right, we look incompetent now. Yeah.
Well, sorry, when you look at the website and they haven't even updated as like, yeah, this person won. I guess it's like we don't want to give you $50,000. We're giving it to this person instead. Ah,
Next
image.
All right, let's do the Cassavetes Award real quick.
There we go.
We have A Bread Factory, In El Septimo Dia, Never Going Back, Socrates, and Thunder Road. I feel more confident about Socrates now, even though I already had it marked anyway. I heard a lot of really good things about Thunder Road, though. But I'll stick with Socrates. But like I said, sometimes it's dangerous going with the most obvious one, but that seems, yeah.
What do you got, Ashley?
Considering it's about a footballer who's really good that wants to play in the cup final for his local league, except 1, he's Mexican and there illegally, 2, his pregnant wife wants to come over the border, and 3, the cup final clashes with when he has to be working. I'm going with On the Seventh Day, on El Septimo Dia. Swerve, it's not Socrates.
Let's see. I'm actually also going to agree here, and I'm going to go with another option and talk about Thunder Road is my winner here.
I might be making the mistake on the seventh day just because I'm thinking, do the spirits normally go blowing the trumpet at political shit?
Yeah, and like, unless you look at the minuscule thing that is Gotham. Spirit Awards have like no precursor, so this is like a total shot in the dark.
Pretty much.
Then again, Station Agent won this years ago, so you know.
All right, international film.
Yep.
We have Burning, The Favorite, Happy as Lazaro, Roma, and Shoplifters. Actually looks like Roma for once has some competition on its hands, but I'm still kind of feeling Roma even over The Favorite, so yeah.
Ashley.
As much as I want it to be Shoplifters or Burning, I'm going to have to go with Roma.
Roma.
All right, documentary.
Yep.
Hale County this evening, Minding the Gap, The Fathers and Sons, On Our Shoulders, Shirkers, and Want You to Be My Neighbor. 3 Oscar nominees showed up. With that said, since it's here, since it's actually here, I would say they wouldn't be able to resist Want You to Be My Neighbor if it's an option. So, yeah. Because didn't we pretty much determine on nominations day and during that discussion, like, if Want You to Be My Neighbor was there? Because there was actually, I want to say it was, of all people, Questlove. Questlove is an Academy voter, and he had like an Instagram post where he talked about why he thought Want You to Be My Neighbor was snubbed. And it's basically comes down to the fact that Academy voters are lazy, and Want You to Be My Neighbor is at the very bottom of the list because it's alphabetical. It's like this whole theory of why Want You to Be My Neighbor would have been snubbed.
And why the fuck did Vice get all the nominations?
So, yeah, now that we've consulted Questlove, I'm gonna say Want You to Be My Neighbor.
He's the official source.
Of course.
What do you got, Ashley?
Yeah, I just want the Oscars to be going, wow, we missed the boat on this, and for it to go to Won't You Be My Neighbor.
We're all in agreement here. Won't You Be My Neighbor?
All right, we're already into big stuff. First screenplay.
Okay.
We're going to do the first screenplay, first feature, then editing and cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 8th Grade, Nancy, Thoroughbreds, The Tale, and Blame. I would love to see The Tale come out of nowhere and do this, but I think this one's pretty damn obvious. That's going to be another recent victory for Bo Burnham.
Ashley.
Same, except I'd love it to be Thoroughbred, but it's probably going to be 8th Grade.
Going with 8th Grade here.
All right, and first feature.
Mm-hmm.
A very interesting group. Hereditary, Sorry to Bother You, The Tale, We the Animals, and Wildlife. They really loved We the Animals. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's that. I'm really not counting out Sorry to Bother You either. I'm almost questioning why exactly I picked Hereditary. Maybe because it's the most visible and the most obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But while I'm really, really, really not counting out Sorry to Bother You or We the Animals, I went ahead and said Hereditary.
Okay. Ashley.
As much as I want to say Sorry to Bother You, I think Hereditary has to get something out of this. And I think it's more likely to get it here than anything else. So, yeah, I'm going with Hereditary as well.
I agree 100%. This is going to be a very boring award show, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Are we ready for editing?
Mm-hmm.
I told you this would be fast. For editing, we have You Were Never Really Here, We the Animals, American Animals, The Tale, and mid-90s. Because, like we were talking about with the score in Beale Street, since the editing basically feels like its own character in the movie, to use a cliche, I said American Animals.
Ashley.
Well, we're not 100% agreeing anymore. Again, because of my bias. Probably. Maybe a wrong thing to do, but I'm going to give it to You Were Never Really Here.
I'm gonna go with the tail.
Interesting. Editing plays a huge part in that too, especially with the way the story's broken up. Okay, here's one that's actually kind of tough. Cinematography. We have Madeline's Madeline, Wildlife, Mandy, Suspiria, and We the Animals. Good Lord, I know what I want. And I really thought it through. Like, I went to Suspiria first, then I went to We the Animals, then I went to Madeline's Madeline. The only one I didn't go to was Wildlife. Even though it's the one I really, really want, and it has no other nominations here at all. I was kind of quick to dismiss it, but fuck it. I'll say Mandy. Because it'd be a fucking crime if it didn't.
Ashley.
That's pretty true. I to be honest, I think it's between that and Suspiria. I'm going on the other side of the fence and saying Suspiria.
I'm going to agree with Ashley here and go with Suspiria here.
All right. Screenplay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Colette, Can You Ever Forgive Me, Private Life, Sorry to Bother You, and First Reformed. Obviously, you immediately jump to Hall Center and Witty and Schrader. Once again, I would not count Boots Riley out at all. Honestly, wouldn't really count Tamara Jenkins out either. But it's me. So I'm going to say Paul Schrader.
Just because I'm worried for his health, if you look at the still shot of him from the Oscar luncheon thing when it looks like he's having a heart attack, can we please give this Paul Schrader and make sure he's okay?
I think he's been having a chronic heart attack for 30 years, so that would that would explain a lot.
What do you got, Ashley?
I said it, Schrader.
We're going to go with... Yeah, this is Schrader's award to win here. Finally to win something, and I think it's going to be the Spirit Award.
All right, supporting actress. Or supporting female. We have Kaylee Carter for Private Life, Tom Daly for A Bread Factory, Regina King for Beale Street Could Talk, Thompson McKenzie for Leave No Trace, and J. Smith Cameron for Nancy. Gee, I fucking wonder. Regina King, obviously.
Ashley.
Yeah, this is where you confirm that she wins the Oscars.
Yep. Now, let's see. Cool Guy says Richard E. Grant for supporting actor, picture and director for Beale Street, Corin for Roma, Ethan Hawke for actor, Glenn Close for actress. Top Hat says that was such a Socrates, Ashley. That was earlier on. Roma. Brian says the Academy needs to fire some members and get legit people who watch everything. Top Hat says 8th grade. Brian says it's why the TV movie is in here. And Cool Guy says Hereditary was screwed over the entire award season.
It picked up a few awards, from, was it Gotham or New York that gave it? Actress. Some of the film critic circles, it's picked stuff up. So
yeah, Toni Collette's got a shitload of wins on the critics front.
Yeah, there's not been entirely nothing in the major stuff. Yes.
This is Regina King.
All right, supporting actor.
Go ahead.
Raul Castillo for We the Animals, Adam Driver for Black Lantern, Richard D. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, Josh Hamilton for 8th grade, and John David Washington for Monsters and Men. That confused me because I haven't seen Monsters and Men, but I saw the poster, and the poster is a big old image of John David Washington. Apparently he's supporting. Obviously it's down to 2. Much as I'm really rooting for Richard E. Grant, I would certainly love for Adam Driver to get at least 1 to his name, but yeah, I'm going to say Richard E. Grant again for the second time tonight.
Ashley.
Pretty much exactly the same as AJ said. I want it to be... No, screw it. Yeah. I'm gonna go where AJ won't. I'm gonna say Adam Driver. I'm gonna stick with my first choice. I somehow think that the spirits might not recognize E. Grant's contribution and whatever. Also, I'm looking at Monsters and Men. He's even listed as the first bloody actor in the cast list. How is he supporting?
It must be like an ensemble thing.
Damn you, Neon.
Next.
Who did you say?
Well, I mean, I'm going to go with Ashley in this case and go with Adam Driver.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say We're the Animals.
All right, in actress, we've got 6 nominees.
Who split the vote? Who split the vote?
I would say Elena Howard and Carey Mulligan. Because the other two are Glenn Close for The Wife, Toni Collette for Hereditary, Elsie Fisher for 8th Grade, and Regina Hall for Support the Girls. But yes, also Elena Howard for Madeline's Madeline and Carey Mulligan for Wildlife. Yep, just continuing right on with that Glenn Close sweep.
Okay.
I mean, I hope they don't, and that just like there is a random thing that makes people think Glenn Close doesn't have a chance of winning at the Oscars. Like if they gave it to Collette or Fisher.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where like it's all about momentum. Where like we talked about how in 2008, before The Hurt Locker officially came out, it ran against The Wrestler and lost.
Yeah, it did.
It's like if this was like another year, Glenn Close would never win this. I think Toni Collette would actually have this in the bag if Glenn Close wasn't here.
Totally.
Fisher. Even though Regina Hall did get a lot of support over the season also. But yeah, so I guess we're doing actor.
I mean, once I officially say Glenn Close, yes.
It was just like, yeah, next.
But here's the thing. Talk about splitting the votes. Glenn Close and Elsie Fisher could split the votes, and that could give Toni Collette the win.
Nah.
What if we had double Regina wins?
I like my girl getting a nomination, too. That makes me happy.
All right, I haven't seen Socrates, but I mean, this is a beautiful damn lineup. I love this lineup. We got John Cho for Searching, Daveed Diggs for Blind Spotting, Ethan Hawke for First Reformed, Christian Malaris for Socrates, and Joaquin Phoenix for You Were Never Really Here. I'd be happy with any of them, with not having seen Socrates.
Okay.
I feel like in just about any other year, this could easily be Joaquin Phoenix, but yep, I get to get back on my Ethan Hawke train one more time.
Ashley.
As much as I want to say Joaquin Phoenix, having now actually caught up with First Reformed, because I missed it the cinemas first time round, it's a good enough performance that it probably deserves some sort of recognition from somewhere. So I think it's more likely to come here from the Spirit. So, yeah, I'm going Ethan as well.
Let's see. Brian says going with the problem with going with Driver is he's the only nomination for Black Klansman, unless he pulls a Ben Foster. Cool Guy says Driver or Grant. Yeah, I'm going with Ethan Hawke here.
All right, director.
Yep.
Got Deborah Granny for Leave No Trace, Barry Jenkins for Beale Street Good Talk, Tamara Jenkins for Private Life, Lynn Ramsey for Young Early Here, and Paul Schrader for First Reformed. Deborah Grannick's a threat, absolutely. But I'm really feeling. Well, the thing is that I was telling you before we started, I immediately went a certain direction here, but I paused because 2016 was already a Barry Jenkins love fest here.
True.
It's like, is he going to do it again? Looking at his competition, it seems pretty likely. But I still stand by Deborah Grannick is absolutely a threat. Actually, I'm almost thinking of like changing what I put to her now. Like I'm really, really considering it. I can do that, right? I didn't say Barry Jenkins yet.
No. I've literally just changed my picks because I'm trying to think Just literally now of what might go down.
I'll do it. I will do it. I'm gonna say Deborah Granick.
Ashley.
And for that reason, I'm saying Barry Jenkins.
Of course.
You know, it's won everything else, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go with Paul Schrader here.
Interesting.
Oh, for a minute there, I thought you were going to go for Lynn Ramsey.
All right, are we ready for a picture?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got 8th grade, first or foreign. If Beale Street could talk, leave no trace, and you were never really here. I feel pretty confident that Beale Street could talk. Like, I'm not even leaning anywhere else, even after the Deborah Granick thing.
Ashley.
And because of the Deborah Granick thing, that's why I'm going Leave No Trace.
Well, based on what I just said, it makes sense that I would say First Reform, but no, this is Beale Street's award to win.
I'm trying to work out whether I should go that one wins director and that one wins picture, or vice versa. So I landed on the opposite side.
Right. Brian says when Ashley says his name, he thought he said Whacking Phoenix.
Whacking.
Especially there were some people that were complaining with Oscars to have no female directors.
Just because you had one last year for the first time in a while doesn't mean there has to be a woman in there every time.
True.
Sorry.
With the exception of McKay, they've got a pretty solid lineup.
And it's like, oh, well, it's not diverse enough. Wait, you've got 2 foreign directors and a black director. That's probably the most
You've got
diverse the Oscars directors has been in years.
Yeah, not only do you have 2 foreign guys and a black director, you've got a guy named Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. That's the Independent Spirit Awards, ladies and gentlemen.
So what we're trying to say with that is Adam McKay is sort of racist because he's the only one that fits the SJW vibe.
Brian gets the last word, and Brian, you get the last word. You know exactly what to say to get the last word on this show. Will Gerwig get in next year? Yes.
Considering Little Women, I'm not saying it's a definite, but considerably likely.
That's going to be your show. Once again, Ashley, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter, Ash is my name UK.
AJ, once again, cannot be found on social media, but if you'd like to send me an email at surroanddisney@gmail.com or leave a comment at the bottom of any of AJ's videos, he will be sure to respond in one way or another, even if I have to respond for him. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at surroanddisney. So we will be doing a wrap-up of the Independent Spirit Awards and the Razzies as a opening act to our Oscar coverage on Oscar Sunday. Yep. So that's your show, ladies and gentlemen. Until tomorrow, boys and girls. That's all we got to say about that.
Greta Gerwig for the win.
As always.